And you want your knees to be hip distance apart. So if you're squeezing your knees together or they're just sort of flopping out, correct that. Make sure your ankles are right under the knees. And then rock back and forth and find your sits bones. So you just want to get a sense of where your sits bones are, because we reference that bony landmark of the pelvis a lot for our alignment. And then bring that to a close and lengthen the spine and just drop into your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. I breathe in and I breathe out. We're going to spend just a little bit of time right here breathing. So as you keep the spine long, and as you inhale, let the belly come out, fill the lungs from the diaphragm. So from the belly, fill the lungs like you're breathing into the belly, then fill the rib cage, then let the air come up to the collarbone, and then exhale, collarbone, rib cage, belly. So just think about breathing like that. Belly, rib cage, collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, rib cage, belly. And let the breath be smooth and fluid. And see if you can take just a little bit longer, just a little bit bigger inhale so you feel the lungs kind of stretching. And see if you can take just a little bit more time with the exhale, letting all the air, not all the air, but exhaling. So keep going like that, belly, ribs, and collarbone on the inhale, collarbone, ribs, and belly on the exhale. And this is the 3 parts breath we talk about in yoga. And we know we don't really breathe with the belly, but the respiratory diaphragm that's attached to the lowest ribs will drop down into the belly on the inhale. That causes the negative suction that allows the air to passively flow in. And this 3 parts breath, the slow, deep belly breath, has been shown to shift us from the sympathetic nervous system, from fight or flight, into the parasympathetic, into rest and digest. And they think this happens because it stimulates the vagus nerve, which is the 10th cranial nerve. That innervates the heart and some other organs, the organs of digestion. So you just want to make sure the breath is full and expansive enough to massage that vagus nerve that runs along the side of the neck. So go ahead and bring your hands to the heart center, and as you inhale belly, ribs, collarbone as the arms come up, and exhale collarbone, ribs, and belly, slightly pulling the navel in as the hands come down. Keep going, inhale. And exhale, and you really want to keep the breath low in the respiratory system. Inhale one more time, and exhale one more time. And then bring your hands to the belly here, and we're just going to twist from side to side, to the right and back to center, and to the left and back to center, and just keep going here, this nice Easy twist from side to side. Don't misalign the shoulders or the head. Just trying to get into a deeper twist. Just be happy with your spine the way it is and move from side to side here. And then come back to the center and take your left hand to the inside of your left knee and your right hand by your right hip. Lengthen. Now, as you exhale, exhale belly, ribs, and collarbone and come into the twist. Come into a nice, slow, deep twist, so you don't want to push into the bone. You just want to stretch the muscles, turning the head, and then take those breaths. Belly, ribs, and collarbone on the inhale, and collarbone, ribs, belly on the exhale. And you'll notice you're breathing against the twist, so there's some slight resistance. Just notice that. And see if you can relax into it. And then lengthen, coming back to the front, head, shoulders, chest, and belly, floating the arms down. Inhale, lift the arms up, look up. And exhale back to neutral. Do that 2 more times. Inhale up. And exhale back. And 1 more time. Belly, ribs, collarbone up. Lift up, look up. Exhale, collarbone, ribs, and belly. And then bring this right hand to the right knee, left hand by the left hip. Lengthen. And as you exhale, slowly twist to the left. Navel, ribs, chest, shoulder, and turning the head. Staying here and breathing. On your next inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, slowly make your way to the front. Head, shoulder, chest, and belly, and bring the arms down. Inhale, lift up, look up. Belly, ribs, and collarbone. And exhale. Collarbone, ribs, and belly. 2 more times like that. Inhale. And exhale. And last time, inhale. And last time. Now bring your hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And as you inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Now exhale, hinge forward, release the head and the shoulders, sweep the fingertips towards the earth. Inhale, bring the arms out, come all the way back up to sitting. And as you exhale, draw the hands down the midline. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. As you exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down the midline. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up. And exhale. So if you've done this a lot and this is real comfortable, see if you can work on the breath. That 3 parts yogic breath, no matter where the body is in space, no matter how you're bending, you inhale, belly, ribs, and collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, ribs, and belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, and collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, ribs, and belly. Keep going a few more times. And go one more time all the way around here. And then just come to a seated position, taking a few breaths. I breathe in, I breathe out. And let's come to a seated warrior two. So make sure you're on the edge of the chair and keep your right knee bent and bring your right foot out to the side like this, and then straighten the left. And you want to be facing square with the edge of your mat. If you don't have a mat, you want to be square with the seat of the chair. So when you open this right knee, if you twist it like this, just bring your hips forward. And if you have to bring your legs forward a little bit to do that, go ahead and do that. And then take your right hand and bring it to the right hip. And we're going to slide down, tipping the pelvis towards that right thigh, and slide back up. And the left foot stays flexed, and this leg stays active. So it's tipping over and back up. So this is inhale, lifting up on the root lock in the pit of the belly, holding those locks here and releasing here. And one more time, sliding down and up. And then just take this right arm and bring it in like this, like you're holding a bag of groceries. And then tip over, resting that right arm on the right thigh, and bring your left arm out like this. And we're going to go big arm circles. So inhaling up and over, and exhaling down and across, stretching into the side bodies here as we go. So really inhale here and exhale here. And you'll notice the position of the body allows you varying levels of breath. Like in some positions, you can really inhale and exhale deeply. And in other positions, it's more difficult, like the twist. Now, the next time this left arm comes up, stay here. And then you're going to take this right arm, lengthen here, engage the belly, and straighten that right arm out, coming to this triangle pose. Breathing here. And then we're just going to lift up to warrior two. And then lower the arms and bring your legs in and just tappity tap, tap, tap out. And we'll move to the other side. So opening the left leg out to the side, straightening the right leg, sitting up nice and tall here. As you inhale, bringing your left hand onto your left thigh, lengthening. And we're going to slide down, and the whole pelvis tips. So you can lift this right sit bone. It'll kind of lift off the chair and then come back to the both sit bones, and then lifting off that right sit bone a little bit. As the pelvis tips, same way it does when we do Trikonasana or triangle pose standing up. And if you sort of push the hand into the leg, it creates a closed chain contraction, and it makes it easier to engage the muscles over here on the right side body that are supporting this movement. One more time, sliding down and up. And then bring this left arm like this, like you're holding a sack of groceries, lengthen and hinge over. So this is long. There's not a lot of bend, even on the left side. And then float the right arm up. Try to get that warrior two or Trikonasana evenness of the shoulders, even though you're tipped over to the side. And then inhale this right arm up and over and exhale down and across. So moving through this. One more time all the way around. And then the next time this right arm is in that Trikonasana triangle position, lengthen, engage the pit of the belly, and then straighten the left arm out and press the left arm into the left leg and come into this seated triangle pose. Breathing here, engage the root lock and the pit of the belly by drawing the navel in. And then go ahead and lift up to your warrior two. And then lower the arms and bring the legs in and tappity tap out. Just for fun, come to sitting on the edge of your chair. And instead of your ankles being right under your knees, you might draw your feet back towards the chair just a little bit and bring your hands right here, Anjali Mudra. And then just rock forward, bringing the weight towards the four corners of the feet, and then back onto the sits bones. The feet, the sits bones, make sure the knees are in line with the second toe as you come forward. And the next time, come forward and stand up. Just come forward, stand right up. And then sit back down. You can look if you need to, and then we're going to come up to standing and stay. So just press the hands together and come on up. And then come to your mountain pose. So I'm going to move back just a tiny bit. So standing in mountain pose. Go ahead and bring your hands to Anjali Mudra right here. Now, inhale, sweep the arms down and up, and then exhale, draw the hands down the midline, and then inhale up, and exhale the hands to the heart center. Do that 2 more times. So here's that breath, belly, ribs, collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, collarbone. Exhale, collarbone, ribs, belly. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, down the midline. Inhale up. And exhale to the heart center. Bring your hands low on your hips and bend the knees coming into Utkatasana and back to straight. So notice as you do this, these are the same muscles as you use to stand up out of the chair and to sit back down in the chair. But you want to practice the yoga alignment because that's going to make your bones, and it's going to, what it does is it aligns your joints so you're leveraging your bones to do most of the lifting. It protects the joints. It makes the muscles strong in a way that's supportive of the body. Now bring your hands to the heart and we'll do arms and legs together. Inhale up. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale up. And exhale to the heart center. Inhale up. Exhale. Utkatasana. Inhale up. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale here. And exhale. And then bring your arms down and just take a few breaths. And then bring your hands low on your hips here and step your feet out just a little bit. And we're going to do this hula hoop thing for the hips. So bring your hips over to the right, towards the front, to the left, and to the back. So, you know, if you ever did a hula hoop when you were a kid, I was terrible at it, by the way. I could never get that thing to go around more than once. But anyway, we're just trying to move into the hip joint here. And then go ahead and reverse, going back the other way. Just going nice and easy. And then bring this to a close and step your feet out and bend the knees and slide your hands down towards the ankles, tipping the pelvis towards the thighs, flat back and slide back up. So keep going like this, sliding down and up. And then come back up to standing and just turn your right toes out and your left toes forward for warrior two. Now, if your balance is not real good, you can always bring a chair to the front of your mat right here and rest your hands on the chair back as you're doing this. And even if you think you maybe won't need the chair, you might need the chair, I'd get the chair and put it there. I don't use one because I want you all to be able to see what my legs are doing. Now, bend the right knee, bring the arms out to the side, come into warrior two, and then come back to straight. So just flowing in and out of Virabhadrasana 2. And the next time you come into warrior two, stay here and breathe. So remember that warrior two in the chair where we did that Trikonasana thing? Bring this right arm in, tip your hip points, and bring your right forearm to the right thigh. And then here, this left arm is going to come up and over. So this is actually side angle pose. Reaching through the side bodies, breathing here. The legs are strong and stable. And then to come out of this, engage the belly. The legs stay right where they are. So this knee stays bent. You have to engage the belly, press into the feet, come to warrior two. And then lower the arms, straighten the knee, heel toes, step in, and rock from side to side. Bring your feet right underneath your hips and let's bend the knees and slide down and up 3 times here. Stop. And then make your way back up to standing and bring your feet apart, and we'll do the other side. So now you're going to turn your left toes out. Your right toes are pointing straight ahead. You're pressing into the feet. Lengthen the spine. And as you bend the left knee, engage the root log, the pit of the belly coming into Virabhadrasana 2 and back to straight. Keep going like this. This is inhale and exhale. And you want to be using that same breath, belly, ribs, collarbone, even as you're engaging the root log and the pit of the belly, so that you're creating this tensegrity, this tension with integrity throughout the body with those subtle muscles. So the muscles of the pelvic floor, the deep subtle muscles of the belly, and the diaphragm. So the next time you come into Warrior Two, stay here and breathe. And then bring this left arm in, the right arm comes up and over. So the two hip points, which are right here, they tip. And then you reach overhead with this right arm, forming a straight line from the side of the right foot through the tips of the right fingers, and press into the feet, hugging the muscle to the bone. Breathe in here. On your next inhale, engage the belly, cartwheel up into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. And then lower the arms, straighten the knee and heel toe, and step in and rock from side to side. And then come back to mountain pose, bend the knees, slide down and up 3 times. So now I invite you to get your chair and bring it to the right side of your mat or your practice area. So over towards the right. Now, so we're going to do Trikonasana onto the chair like this. So if this is too low for you, just turn your chair around and you can use the back of the chair and stay up higher in this Trikonasana or triangle pose. And remember, you'll make more progress faster if you back out of the pose. So don't think, oh, I can do it deeper. No, support yourself. Give yourself what you need to be fully in the practice, because the whole idea is to notice and feel where your work is. And if you're so tied into a pose, you can barely stand up. You really can't feel anything. You're just thinking, when is she going to call me out of this so I feel okay again? So don't do it to yourself. There's no reason to. So step your feet out and turn your right toes out, and the chair seat is over here by your right hand. And take your hands onto your hip points. So we're just going to do this really weird tip the pelvis, stacking one hip point on top of the other, and my spine is long. And then come back up to standing. And tipping the pelvis, the whole pelvis tips. And back up. So one more time like that, tipping over like a little teapot, stacking shoulder on top of shoulder and back up. Now reach with this right hand, tip your hips and bring that hand onto the chair. Both legs are straight and the spine is long. So if you kind of collapsed a little bit here, lengthen and then float this left arm up. Now go ahead and inhale, the left arm comes up and over, and exhale, it comes down and across. So making these big arm circles, pressing into the feet. The spine is long. And the next time that left arm comes up, stay here, and you can turn your head to look slightly towards that left thumb and breathe here. And then turn your head to look down to the right and push off the chair, just push off and come up So standing, lower the arms, heel toe, step in, and rock from side to side. So bring your feet into mountain pose. Let's slide down and up 3 times with the knees bent. One more time. And then take your chair, move it over to the left side. Step your feet out and turn the left toes out. Press into the 4 corners and lengthen the spine. I'll give everyone a minute to get set up. And here we go with the hips, tipping the hips, stacking one hip on top of the other and lifting up. So if you are a human being, you're probably thinking one side feels really different than the other. That's perfectly normal. And it's because we tend to have a dominant side, and so the muscles aren't perfectly even from one side to the other, nor are the bones. And then if you've had any injury or anything like that, of course, that changes everything. Just tipping and lifting back up. One more time like this. And then reach with this left arm, tip the hip points, lengthen the spine, come down on the chair. And once you're here, you can make little micro adjustments, stacking your shoulders and your hips, and bring this right arm up. And here we go, inhaling the right arm up and over, and exhaling down and across. Inhale. And exhale, making these great big giant circles. And it doesn't matter if you're down here or if you're up here in this pose. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're where you need to be. And the next time this right arm comes up, stay here, lengthen, turn your head to look towards the right fingers, breathe in here. And just see if you can feel the prana flowing. Can you feel the energy flowing with the breath? And then turn your head to look to the left, engage the root, lock the pit of the belly, press into the feet and lift up. Lower the arms and then go ahead and heel toe and step in and rock from side to side. And then bring your feet back to Tadasana one last time, sliding up and down 3 times, bending the knees, releasing the spine.
Liz, my ankles want to kind of roll out when I do this.
Is that Kate?
Yes.
So hang out after class for a minute. Let me see what's happening, okay?
Okay.
If you have time. Okay, so bring that to a close and go ahead and make your way down onto your mat with your knees bent. See, how is this going to work? I don't know. Okay, so come down to your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, and just take a few breaths here, bringing the arms out to the side, and just notice if your back is a little bit tense, just notice that, And see if you can release it with the breath, or if the back of your neck is tense, or if you've been clenching your jaw, or just anything like that. And then bring your knees into the chest and just rock back and forth from left to right, massaging that low back. And you can experiment by hugging the knees closer and seeing how that feels on your back, or letting the knees come forward a little bit and seeing how that feels on your back. And then bring this to a close and go ahead and make big hip circles, both knees going in one direction. Again, just working into the low back a little bit and the hip rotators. And then reverse, going back the other way. And then bring that to a close. And when you're ready, lower one foot and then the other, and make your way into Shavasana. So of course, you can always do Shavasana seated in a chair if you wish. You're in your home. If you want to do it on a sofa or in your bed, you can do that. But remember, Shavasana is not, it's a meditation. It is not really sleeping. It's a deep relaxation.